I'm going to be honest, I can't go to Iran. I can't deploy to Iran. And it's not because I don't want to. I want to serve my country. It's just that I will be an OPSEC liability in any country filled with pretty caramel-colored women. She's going to be like, "What's an OPORD?" And I'm going to be like, "It's hard to explain. It'd be easier if I just grab one and show you."
Today is my last day as a soldier in the United States Army. After 27 years, 3 months, and 6 days, today is my last day, and tomorrow I will enter the ranks of the retired Army population. I have enjoyed a very good career. I have started to repost my videos over on my YouTube channel. You can find that in the link in my bio. I would love for you to subscribe. But I'm going to keep posting content, and I'm going to keep posting content in uniform. I have a lot to say, and now that I'm retired, I might be able to finally say it. So I hope that you stick around. I hope to see you over on YouTube, where I can fully explain a lot of my ideas, opinions, and perspectives. And if not, I hope you have a good day. See ya.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Now guys, want us to continue watching this video of the US military quitting the Iran mission. Some of them, they are really resigning, and some of them, they are really very tired with the leadership of Donald Trump. And also it was about the America. They are really stranded in Middle East, and they are really going through a lot. So in today's video is a combination video. Let's all watch this combination, and at the end then I'll come back with more comment. I'm your host, Tim Tessie Reaction.
19 years. 19 years I've spent in the Army, and I have made the decision to get out. And I hear a lot of, well, it's just one more year. Oh, you're crazy to be missing out on all that money. But people don't know what I've been through. I deployed to Afghanistan about 8 years ago. And coming home since then, I've stuck it out. And finally, the trauma from that has caught up with me, and I have stayed so long in a system that literally broke me. Yes, I've had really good times, but the one bad time holds so much weight that I can't do it anymore. I don't have any more left in me. And today I just learned that the reason I'm getting out is the same reason so many other people have voluntarily separated from the military. So being a part of something that has caused me so much trauma, it's been really difficult. But I'm done. I'm done. I can finally take this off. I'm free. I'm gonna go get my septum pierced now.
As a military combat veteran who has spent a few tours in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom and personally folded 36 flags with these hands, I have got to tell you, barring politics and everything, we're talking about cold hard facts here. Our young men and women are about to die for an old man's fight, and none of the old men are going to take part in it. So they're not going to die. The retaliation for what Iran did to one of our bases, where we came back at Iran, what they just did was they started going after one of our naval facilities, and they attacked Saudi Arabia, where the fossil fuels reside, the commerce, the business behind all of it. And you know who does business with Saudi Arabia with fossil fuels? We do. It's the same exact thing with a different face on it. Hear me. This is not about proving who's the bigger bully on the playground anymore. These hands folded 36 flags in 4 months. More flags will be folded, and they will be draped over the caskets of our children. Do y'all understand the gravity of this situation? I'm at a loss for words. I wish that I could fill these gaps in this video with something other than flashbacks that you can't see that are behind my eyes. Flashbacks that my buddies saw. I had 5 buddies that took their own lives because they lost to the war on the home front. Because once they got back, because they had survivor's guilt and all kinds of other things, because their lives weren't taken during these wars, they took their own. And this needs to be said by somebody who knows what all this turns into from the level of the middle class. God, I never thought I'd see this twice in my life.
So the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, who was appointed to the position on April 11th, 2025. So he was appointed under the current administration. Briefed the administration within the last week on a potential conflict with Iran, stating that it is a terrible idea for the United States for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, we ain't got no fucking allies. When we went into Iraq and Afghanistan, we had the British, the Australians, and a handful of other countries, Canada, on our side. But the actions taken by the administration over the last 14 months have basically ensured that if we were to get into a war with anybody, the rest of the world would be like, huh, that sucks. The second reason is that there aren't enough critical munitions for a drawn-out campaign. The largest military in the world, with 2/3 of our annual governmental budget spent on the military, does not have enough critical munitions for a drawn-out extended fight in Iran. And yet, we have over 1/3 of our military assets currently in the region pointed at Iran. And this is on top of the fact that the USS Gerald Ford, the largest aircraft carrier in the world, the pride of our fucking fleet, is docking in Greece, and letting all of the sailors off because their sewage system is non-functional. 95% of the toilets on the USS Gerald Ford are currently non-functional. There is sewage coming up in living quarters. And they asked to dock in Israel and get Israel's help to fix it, and Israel's like, yeah, nah, go fight the war. So they're docking in Greece to try and fix this. And it could take weeks or months. They're not sure. But they don't have a functioning sewage system, which means that they can't function as a war-fighting ship. Go USA.
America just put out a statement that if you're an American in the Middle East, you need to leave now, ASAP. I'm in the Middle East right now. Tell me, please, how am I supposed to leave? Huh? You want me to hop on a magic carpet and get back home? You think this is Aladdin? You're joking with me. You know, you're messing with me. Leave now. When? Where? What? Who? Wow. No, honestly, if I could do a magic carpet, I'd leave. If you have information, which you might, tell me how to turn this carpet and I'll whole new world back to California.
We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
You literally started the Pete, there is no we didn't start the war. You literally started the war. Pete, you changed your title to Secretary of because you love war so much. You started the war. Pete, everybody went to bed Friday night. Everybody went to bed Friday night. No war. We woke up Saturday morning to war. Everyone woke up to a war because you started it. At 11 p.m., the president called you, and he knew you'd be awake because you were probably doing Jaeger bombs Because you love bomb so much like your own liver. And he said, Pete, I need a distraction. Give me a... And then you grabbed your phone and said, ChatGPT, I need a distraction. Give me a... And then ChatGPT gave you a war. And then you named it Operation Epic Fury because your brain is a PlayStation 2. You stupid man. You started this war and you don't even know how to finish it. You're lying to everyone. You're gaslighting people so much. On every way, you're literally gaslighting people. You're literally burning oil fields on the other side of the world. You have no win condition. We're in a biblical holy war now, and we are being run by the Antichrist, Pete. You have no wins. You have no way out. You're a loser millennial who's failed upwards his entire life, and now the entire world is staring at you, and they can see that you are a naked moron. And now you have to hope that we somehow survive. And the best case scenario for you in the name Pete Hegseth is that it has slowly forgotten the same way we've forgotten the names of all those World War I generals. You fucking dog.
The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you. Or who say man no day? See, this David, this David is too much. See, as they were busy praying in the White House, Jesus is the winner, man. Where things are free, Jesus has to come and take over. Oh, the troops. According to reports, U.S. troops are refusing to take orders to fight against Iran. They are running away for their lives. So according to reports, these troops are calling their families to help them escape, that they don't want to fight anymore. They are tired. See, stop scrolling, stop scrolling. The master is praying in the White House, but his own soldiers are running for the exit. It is Saturday, March 7, 2026, and the truth is finally out. Reports are exploding. A secret hotline for U.S. troops is ringing non-stop. Soldiers are calling, begging for help, and refusing to deploy to the fire in Iran. They were told it was a training exercise, quote and end of quote, but they woke up in a war zone. That is what report is saying, that they told the troops that they were going for some military exercise, and for them to appear where Iran and SSC looking at these missiles. I swear it. So as they are proving to the world that they are the giants, the military are ready to. They said, no. Looking at what the veterinary officer went to the White House, now they are military or the troops, their eyes open. They said now they are not ready to lose their lives. So Africa, I hope you are seeing this. I hope you are seeing this. See, there's a proverb that says you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. On January 14th, 1986, Thomas Sankara, our all the bravest, visited the Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Ayatollah Khamenei, the greatest man that has ever lived on earth, the most powerful, the balls, the one that has changed the world order, the one that they thought they have that is causing them pain. He visited him. Let me tell you, Africa, if Thomas Sankara will visit the Iranian Supreme Leader, you those who are church mugu, and you believe everything church, and so if you to fight for your own freedom. When Thomas Sankara went there in 1986, he said, our liberation, our revolution is tied to Iran. If Iran is free, Africa, you are free. Mugu that is praying that Iran should lose. Wake up! Because they claim that those people are Muslims. So if you know what Iran is fighting for, you would have been giving Iran all that you have. Because Iran is trying to save you, the African, from panning. They have even provided AES with satellites to protect our leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Church Mugu. Mensa Otabe will say, foolish born-again Christians who are only believers are not thinkers. You don't know what is happening around you. And when you come, you are there saying nonsense, because whatever they are saying is not in favor of your church. You don't know that this thing is against you, the African. What they are doing is the same thing they are doing to us. Africa, listen, while the master begs Ghana for support and sanctions Rwanda to steal our minerals, his own army is falling apart. 56 of Americans now oppose this war. See, if his own people don't want it, why are you, our leaders, still hosting their bases? African leaders. See, we don't want to have problem with Iran. Oh, Spain, UK, everybody is running away from this war because Iran is not alone. Iran is with Russia, with China. Even the masters fear these people. Let us have peace. Oh, the troops are also saying they will not fight. How much more you? This our military that are not even able to fight Galamsey, illegal miners. And they are the ones that are see. Let us have peace. Oh, what? This David is too much. Oh, David and Goliath. This is David and Goliath's restory. Goliath is running for help. No shelter. Oh, no shelter. According to report, they are running away in flight to UK to go and hide because the Gulf state is no longer safe for them, and their people are stranded. They are not even able to protect their own people. It's you, the African, they can protect. So that's the latest around the world. And in the United States of America, who say man no day, man be anka.
Donald Trump strands thousands of Americans in the Middle East, then tells them don't look to us for help. Now, if you missed it, the Trump administration has stranded thousands of Americans in the Middle East because they didn't make a plan to evacuate them before starting the war in Iran. And Donald Trump, his response has been a complete disaster, with Marco Rubio suggesting if you are stranded, call the State Department's emergency line for help. Well, anybody who called the emergency line after hearing Rubio say that got this message.
Do not rely on the U.S. government for assisted departure or evacuation at this time. There are currently no United States evacuation points.
Yeah, don't come to us. We don't have a plan to help you out. There's no evacuation points. We didn't help you before the war started. What makes you think we're going to help you now? This is Trump's America. This war in Iran has been a disaster from start to finish, and now we're seeing, even before it started, they were failing the American people, and now thousands of Americans are stranded with nowhere to go.
I resigned from the military because of Trump. That's what full bird Colonel Doug Krugman wrote in the Washington Post and submitted his resignation from the United States Marine Corps after serving on active duty for 24 years. Colonel Krugman wrote that he no longer believed that President Trump was committed to the Constitution. And he also feared being ordered to turn weapons on fellow American citizens. He said he couldn't swear without reservation to follow this commander-in-chief who seemed so willingly to disregard the Constitution. Colonel Krugman claims to have made his decision to retire from the Marine Corps prior to the Secretary of War and President Trump summoning all the top brass to Quantico, Virginia. What Colonel Krugman said pushed him over the edge was President Trump's portrayal of American cities like Portland as war zones. What do you guys think about this? I want you to drop some comments. Here's my 2 cents on it. Number one, the guy's a Marine Corps officer, and you don't just make it to colonel, okay? He served his country honorably for 24 years. I would like to know what he thinks about the Afghanistan withdrawal and the mandatory vaccination. He is exercising one of his rights. I don't know if he can get in trouble for something like that. So if you're like a military lawyer, weigh in the comments. At the end of the day, the guy served his country, and he served it for a very long time. Would I have done what he did? No, because from what I can tell, it puts like a sort of a weird exclamation point at the end of your military career. It almost seems like he's weaponizing his military career in order to make this statement, which he's free to do. I don't know the guy personally. I hope retirement and life treats him well. What do you think?
Do not join the military at this time. If something I would say if I was really not a smart person. Now, joining the military is straight up to you, whether this time, later time, earlier time, whatever it was. But don't just not join just because it's this time. Just because we might be at a time at war, or we might be at a time of like stuff going on around the world. That does not mean anything for you right now. If you wanted to join the military for the longest time, for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you're finally like, oh, I wanted to join, but now everything going on, I'm not too sure. Let me tell you, bro, nothing has changed for somebody that's coming in brand new. If something were to really break down and people had to go to war, but they could select anybody from the public just because you are a part of this country. So you should not hold back. If you want to join, you can still.
Iran war update, Friday, March 6th. Bad economic news for Americans as job numbers were terrible last month. We lost 92,000 jobs when it was expected that jobs would grow. Unemployment has also risen. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. 20% of the world's oil and a significant amount of natural gas goes through the straits. Prices are spiking. Supply is dropping. Kuwait, for example, has begun cutting production at some oil fields after running out of room to store its bottled up crude. Oil prices may go up another 50%. That's 50, according to the Financial Times. Qatar expects all Gulf energy producers to shut down exports within weeks and drive oil to $150 a barrel. The country's energy minister told the Financial Times everybody that has not called for force majeure is going to in the next few days. Oil prices are already up 20% this week. Gas prices are also going up this morning. Gasoline, the U.S. average gasoline price just hit $3.32 a gallon, up 11% in 5 days. U.S. gas prices are now higher than at any time during either of Trump's 2 terms. Trump may have made things worse, according to the Financial Times. Trump's decision not to refill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve stockpile, drained by his predecessor Joe Biden, has left consumers exposed to an oil price shock following the attacks. There are also reports that the Trump administration did not start looking for ways to calm the oil and gas markets until days after the invasion of Iran, because apparently they thought oil and gas prices wouldn't spike. How serious is the energy crisis? Qatar's energy minister told the Financial Times that war in the Middle East could bring down the economies of the world. He says it will hit growth, push up energy bills, and lead to shortages of products. He added that even if the war ended immediately, it would take Qatar weeks to months to return to normal deliveries after their plant was bombed by the Iranians. Trump has said he would ensure global shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz by providing insurance. The problem is the Financial Times now says the U.S. doesn't have enough money in the budget, at least what was budgeted, for Trump to do this. Also, what ship is going to want to go through the Strait of Hormuz if they're going to get blown up? Insurance covering the product doesn't really help if you die. Regime change is back on the table. Trump tweeted this morning on his social media platform that the war with Iran will not end until the regime changes and he gets to pick the new leader. That is yet another new goal that Trump has added to this war. U.S. CENTCOM says the war is likely to last through September at least. That's a good 7 more months. That is $200 billion to $400 billion price tag at current prices of $1 to $2 billion a day. Asked whether Americans should be concerned about retaliatory attacks by Iranian hit squads at home in America, Trump said, "I guess." He went on to say, "But I think they're worried about that all the time. We think about it all the time. We plan for it. But yeah, we expect some things. Like I said, some people will die. When you go to war, some people will die." Russia is providing Iran with targeting information to attack American forces in the Middle East, according to the Washington Post. This comes on the heels of the news that Trump yesterday lifted partial sanctions against Russia for oil put on them because of the invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. military believes U.S. forces were likely responsible for the attack on a girls' school in Iran that may have killed 160 or more girls. Was it AI targeting error? U.S. B-2 bombers dropped 2,000-pound bombs in the last few hours on underground Iranian ballistic missile sites, according to the Pentagon. The war polls are terrible. This is the worst ever support for any American war. When it started, the average of all the polls is just 38% support of Americans for the war, 49% disapproval. We are getting mixed signals from the Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, and Qatar, as to whether they're supporting the war. They are reportedly threatening to put economic pressure on the Trump administration by withdrawing the investments they promised to make, the billions of dollars of investments that they promised Trump during his visit last year. Bloomberg reports that people in the UAE are beginning to criticize the U.S. attack on Iran, but The Economist reports, on the other hand, that Gulf states are advising Trump to stay the course. So who knows? The UAE has frozen billions in Iranian assets following Iran launching 9 ballistic missiles and 112 drones at that Gulf country. Trump is closing multiple U.S. embassies in the Middle East, even before U.S. citizens have been evacuated. Typically, the embassy is the last thing to close after they get the citizens out. Will China take advantage of Trump's war in attacking Taiwan? That's the concern right now among some analysts, is that China may say, you know what, U.S. is occupied and U.S. is now getting its weapons, using its weapons, having fewer weapons left because we're using them in Iran. Is now the time for China to go after Taiwan when the U.S. is unprepared? Finally, generic fall ballot for the election in the Congress from Emerson. Democrats 48%, Republicans 42%. What's interesting about that is previously Republicans were up 10% in December. Now they're down 4% to Democrats. I'm John Aravosis. Thanks for joining us. Spread the word and follow.
Hey, y'all.
As you know, I'm the girl that decided to spend her 30th birthday in Dubai. And I'm coming on here very humbly, asking my president to just seize it. I'm an American taxpaying citizen. And I've now been stuck over here since the 24th. I've been blessed to be able to buy 3 different flights from 3 different airlines, and they've all been canceled. I don't know who this will reach. I don't know if it'll reach anyone. But I am not the person who gets over here like this. But I am desperate to get home to my family. So I'm asking, I'm pleading. Please just, whoever can help us, please just help. And it's not even about the financial part. We just don't have a way out. Every time we try, it gets canceled. So I'm putting myself out here on the internet, as humble as I know how.
Hello guys, welcome back. I hope you have really watched the full compilation of video how people really are reacting towards the US military is quitting in drones in Iran because they are really refusing to go into war. So majority of them, they are resigning from their work, and some of them, they are narrating how they are really going through in hands of this administration. And remember that the time Americans went to the ballot, they went to voted for the good leadership. They went for the voted for them. They expected the good leadership from Donald Trump, but it has reached a time that they are not to continue working, and that's why majority of them, they are really quitting their job because they are not. They don't see any Iran mistakes. They are really seeing Donald Trump as the bad leadership because when the war started, it started with the leadership, and American being the superpower, it must have to accommodate all the other small countries because being a superpower, you are like a father, and those that they are just like a child, so you must keep them all in order and you must follow. And some of them, they are seeing this war that it's not really helping them, and that's why you have seen majority of those Americans, militaries, they are telling us that they cannot go raw for the Iran, or they cannot really, they are signing from this military. And remember that whenever you enter in a military, you must take a law and order. You must really come and swear yourself, but it has now reached a time that they are not really follow up the law. And one thing I'm still wondering about this war, I'm still wondering how the citizens are really going through in Iran, because now Americans, they are stranded in Middle East, and we all know that Americans, they have the large population. And when you talk about America, I'm talking about how the large the America is, and each and every country, they have the Americans. And you have watched some of the clips how they are really crying out in Middle East. No help from anybody. They are not helped. They are very stranded because after that Iran strike, and Donald Trump is trying to strike back from the Middle East. Instead of going and really help those citizens, he is busy organizing the military to go and strike the Iran. But one thing, maybe I'm not favoring Iran or favoring American, but one thing I know that lives matters a lot, because when you comes in terms of war, you must protect life of people first. When you protect lives, it will be very easy, but majority of lives are being now lost because of this war, and majority of them also displaced. Imagine bombing the Middle East. Some of them now, the crying now is for the citizens, but you find that leaders are really quiet. And the time American went into a battle, they really voted for the good leadership. They voted for the good leadership. They didn't expect. They voted out Kamala Harris because she didn't maybe protect the borders. But they expected Donald Trump to go and protect the borders and respect the other countries' charter. But it has reached an attention that those that who elected them, they are really crying out because of this administration of coming out and really taking over everything. And that's why I'm hoping that very soon we will really have a mindset. Whenever we go in a battle, don't vote with the emotions, because majority of you normally go to the vote with the emotion in case of punishing somebody. but just vote a leader with intelligence. That's how we do the politicians. But now look at the situation now in Iran. Look, I'm just imagining how the citizens now they are going through in such countries. And one thing, if you are a leader, let's prioritize your country first, because when you go to America, majority of them, they are really, we have so many things that Donald Trump can be doing, because high cost of living in America, they are really going through down. People are really suffering a lot in the United States. When we just go to the other like this deportation, what is now happening, people are really crying out. TPS is being cancelled with some of the countries, and the black folks are really suffering a lot. But his priorities is to fight other nations. That's why he started with Mexico, coming to the Venezuela's arrest of the Maduro. Now he is now in Israel and Iran war. This is not good. It's the high time that when you elect, and we all know that majority of people really know America as the dream, because when you just ask anybody about America, he or she must tell you, I must go to America because of that dream, American dream. But it has now reached a time that it's not easy, American dream. The American dream is dead, and that's why we are protesting like now Donald Trump to come out and start working for the people, but now working for the citizen, for the other, fighting for the other nations. And if this kind of game being continued with this administration, we will see the third world war. And remember, if you have that third world war, it will be messy, because we have seen such kind of now the superpowers like Russia, Korea, and whatever, really they have never ended this war, but they are also against being the superpower. And that's why we will very soon we may be having that world war, and that will not be easy for the Americans. Maybe America may lose that superpower. Thank you so much for watching me. I'm your host, Team Tessie Reaction. If you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe, like, and also comment. I'll be keeping you update each and every report, everything what is happening in Iran in this channel. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and the main thing, make sure you turn on notifications so that when I post, you don't miss any update. Bye for now. See you in the next video.